Good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon.
Chinoy, please confirm if you can hear me or
I
if
can hear
everyone
you.
can hear me. Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
So how many more minutes?
We can start. Others will join along.
Oh, okay. So good afternoon, everyone, and compliment of the season. So just sort of give a thumbs up if you can all hear me. So I will know that I can see you. Okay. I'll just assume everyone can hear me. So just to do a recap of where we stopped the last time. So we talked about if you want to work with R, it's a little bit similar to Python, but there are some differences that is there in Python. So we start with more or less like the data types we have in R. So we talk about the integers. We talk about the double, which has probably floats in Python. We talk about complex number and we talk about character. And we talk about in terms of for R, it's been seen every numeric figures that you have. Probably we are having something like 2, and you are saying you are assigning these like this to. Can you see my whiteboard? Let me just ask. Hello.
Yes, I can see your whiteboard.
Okay, so if you assign something like this, this is my X, and I'm assigning 2 to it. So in R, we always see this as 2.0. So he's always seen everything as being double, or you call it float in Python. So to actually override this 2, to assign it, you now put it X into like this, and this is our assignment operator 2L. So when you now ask for maybe type of in R, you put X here. So when you ask if it's this one you query, it's going to give you what is called your double. But if you put L, it's going to give you integer. So we talk about the character, which is more or less like your string in Python. And we move from there, we move to what is called vector. So in R, what you see as array in Python is being seen as what more vector in R. So if I'm saying if I'm assigning maybe A, I want to assign this kind of number. Maybe I want to combine in 2, 3, 4, 5 to A. So each of this one is being seen as what more or less like a vector. And we have vector and we have matrix. So normally in maths, normally the way you see your matrix, sorry. So the way you see your matrix in R, sorry, in your mathematics, that you see 3 times 2. So you see something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So in R, your this is your row comes first, followed by your column. So this is more or less like so this is our row and this is our column. So this is 2 by what? 3. And so this in R, this is being seen as a what? As a vector. And again, what we should take note for in R is when you are doing what is called indexing. So in Python, if I want to put something like this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. In Python, to this index, if I want to query it, assuming I assign this to probably X. If I want to query this X and I want to get this figure, so this starts with 0 and 1 indexing. So if I want to query this, it would be more of like 0, 1. But in R does not start with 0 indexing. R starts with 1 and 2. So those are some of like some similarities and some differences we have in Python you've been exposed to and how that you're doing now. So I will just probably kickstart to enter what you're meant to do this week. So stop sharing this and I'll start sharing the my house. So let me just bring up my house. So let me share my screen. So it's confirmed. Can you see my R? Can you see the R studio?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so to query this, I'll bring out this. So now we want to sort of kickstart by like exposing us to the fact that most of the time when you're working in an organization, you are not expected to start creating your own data. There's already an existing data. So is it that you want to get it from a server, you want to get it from a Excel file, or you want to get it from a CSV and things like that. So most of the time, there is already existing data. For as a data analyst, you're just sort of going to bring in those data, analyze those data, and bring about insight from those data to be able to make decisions. So you're not creating data from the onset from your own part. So to do that, R provide a way of importing what's data from different sources. So we're going to be exposing us to bringing in data from Excel, from CSV files. So once you bring in those data, we started doing some basic way of doing analysis of those data and that we have. So first of all, to bring in an Excel data, you need to sort of there's an embedded packages in what's it called R, just like the one you have in Python. So or like your pandas, like you say panda as import panda as PD, import your numpy as an MP, import your matplotlib as probably PLT or something like that. So there's an embedded package that you just need to sort of invoke on board to make alive, so that you can use every what's it called, every function within those packages. So one of it is the Excel. So I think Excel is not maybe when they are designing it, they didn't have probably Excel, so they want probably for you to be bringing in most of all those things with CSVs. With CSV, you don't need to, so you just sort of query it and it will work. But for Excel, you need to do what is called install those packages. So 2 ways to do it. You can do it from the command prompt, like you do your install, as you're typing it, you see install packages and you see your read Excel packages. So to query this one, you just do your control enter. So if you can see from the console downward, it will read it. But I think I've already installed it, so it won't read. So once you need to for install these packages. This is the first way from the command prompt. The second way is to go to packages. And you go to this other side and you can do search for it. Read read so you can see it has not been ticked. I think I decided to delete it. So now I will just do library to just probably make it live, and I'll do my read Excel. Did I query this storing application? To restart. Sometimes this thing gives I noticed that. So okay, it has already been read inside it, so it's already been ticked. To do it from command prompt, you do install packages, then you run it from the library like this. Read, but this one has already been installed already, so there is no need to query it again. So for you to check, is reading now. So you come to packages and you see read Excel, so it will be automatically be checked. And that's when you can now sort of bring in your Excel folders from anywhere that you store it. So I think there are a couple of ways you can do it. Let's for expose us to basic way from the command prompt. So before you start, you can sort of query where when you're installing these packages, there is a directory to it. And for you to get where those directory means where this RStudio itself is being installed. So to sort of have a good understanding where this software is being installed, you just do what is called get WD. Your get working directory. Get working directory, control enter. So it will tell me that where I install these packages is on C drive user. I'm using company's computer and is in being installed here. You can sort of set it to any angle you want to set it to, because I tend to create sort of another kind of where is it? So now RStudio and this. So imagine I want to set this working directory to this. I can sort of query this thing. I'll just get the working directory of go to the where the I want to redirect the working directory to copy it the directory from my computer, then go back to my command prompt, and I'll say set the working directory. So I'll put it in this. Sorry. However, R does not understand this, is it backward slash? To do it, you have to put it the other way around, put double slash for this. You change everything to double. So once I click enter, if I query this get directory again, it automatically change it to the setting I'm into that I've set it to right now. So the advantage of doing it this way is if you want to query your the Excel file you want to bring in, and this is where you store all those data you want to be working with, which is R Studio. You don't need to do much. So imagine that I have this folder here. It's called Amazon Math. I will just probably right click get the name of this and come here and say probably Amazon and say read underscore Excel. So, how do they name this Excel? Excel folder. So it's Amazon. So I'm trying to get let's leave this one for now. So I will try and figure out that one. So another way we can do it is if I say I want to read an Excel file, say probably let me call it maths. I can say file dot choose. So this is another way of bringing in an Excel file. I'll figure out the other one. I think the way I'm labeling it is not right. So once I click my control enter, automatically there's a pop-up. Sometimes you can find it at the back of your, what's it called? Sorry, can you see the extension? Hello?
I can hear you.
So can you see the extension? Because this is another way of getting the Excel file. So I'm trying to bring in an Excel file called Amazon Math. So the way you can bring in those Excel is you can say Excel file.choose. And once you click your control enter, it will pop up another kind of directory for you to choose those Excel file. And right now, if I say view this maths, I'm not sure. Wait. Um, it's going. Wait. So sorry. Okay, let's try another one. Um, is grade underscore Excel into let's choose. So sorry about that. Let's try the third way. Um, so let me get where this is the pathway. It's gonna be seriously funny. Um, not find reading cell. Serious. This is not check. So sorry. So the problem is coming from this install. I think it was not installed initially. So I've checked it now. Let's go to the package because I just keep wondering why it's not working. So we are in the directory now. Okay, let's start all over again now. We've already gotten it. So now we are in the directory. We've gotten where we are right now, which is this. We are in this data set. And we want to bring in this file called Amazon Math. So I will just right click on this where Amazon Math is, copy the directory, and come back to my command prompt. Probably call it Amazon say read underscore Excel. copied in the entire directory there. However, if I run this, I'll get an error because R does not understand this backward slash. So I need to change all this slash to this, to the front slash for it to work. So if I run this now, it will work. And if I check my Amazon Mart, view my Amazon Mart, I'll get the table in form of like a data frame. And if I query it to say type of the Amazon Mart, says the list. So I can say column. I can say column name to just query. Sorry. To see what are the column, the name on top of it. So let's try the other way I'm trying to show you. I think because the thing was not run. Since we set this working directory to the exact place where what was it called? Where the folder is, we can sort of like, okay, let's just name this some maths or Amazon maths 2, or let's delete maths 1. Say read underscore Excel. You can see that it's run this time around because our working directory is already where sorry, can you see the other folder I popped out now, where I store the file itself?
Yeah.
Okay, so because I've set the working directory to this data set, I can as well just query it. So that's the good thing about setting your working directory to where you're actually doing those your RStudio. Just set it there and it can easily be querying using this one. This is the first one I've shown you, which is quite a long one. And this is another one, setting working directory. Another third one is the one I was trying to show you the other time, the Amazon. If I say Amazon 2, and I say my working directory, read underscore Excel, and I say file underscore choose, sorry, dot choose. If I click Control Enter, it's supposed to pop up on this front, but most of the time it pops at the back. And I click this hammer down stuff. If I say view Amazon 2, you see that I'm still getting the same thing. So these are the 3 different ways of you bringing out, trying to bring in your file from where you kept it on your computer itself. And the very last one, which is probably the click and drop, is you come to your environment here. you say import data, and you can see which one you want to import. Is it your Excel, CS, SPSS, blah, 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 and you click on it. And you can just go to where those folder is. Imagine I want to bring in, because I click on Excel, I don't want to bring in that one again. It says, so this is unemployed. It's going to retrieve it for you. So it's going to give you the data type. Can you see the pop out?
Yes.
Okay. So if you can see from the code preview here, he's even giving you what you've done. And you can swell just like, okay, it's telling you the character type, and it's saying the gender is character, the age is character, the period is double, and the unemployment is double. So this is the data type that is telling you. So it's saying the name is unemployment. You can change it to whatever you want to change it. Out of work, anything you want to put it. No maximum row you needed. So if you check all this, it's telling you that first 50 entry. So if you can query it here that you only need the first 20, you can put maximum rule of what 20, and probably skip the first row, skip the second row, or something like that. And non-applicable, if you have any non-applicable here and you want to override something like that, you can put it here. So this is another way. And once I click imports, automatically it will be there, and I can query my unemployed view with unemployed. Is already given to me, and I can query it there. So those are the 4 different ways of bringing in data sets from your local computer into our environment for you to be able to do your basic analysis. And there are some basic analysis that we have in Harv that you needed to do to just have a good understanding of the data sets you brought in. So you've exposed that to us the last time. So you can see number of rows, the unemployed. The number of row is 1708. So you can ask the number of column unemployed. It's saying is 4. You can say column names unemployed. So it's going to give you all the columns names and things like that. So other ones, just like we have in Python too, you can say head. Unemployed. So this one is going to give you first 4, 6, sometimes you can now like override and say, comma, the number of rows you give me is what? 15. So it will give you 15. You can see here is 1 to 15. So same thing you can do for tail. Unemployed. So this one is going to give you the one at the bottom part. And you can also specify the number you think you want to see. Maybe you want to see 12 of those, and to give you 12. So that is the way to bring in your data set from your local system into R. So let's talk about how to do it for CSP. Is the same thing. So you already have so who can tell me the difference between Excel and CSV file? CSV file. What's the difference between the two? Excel file, CSV file. MBA student. Difference
Okay,
between
so
Excel file and okay.
so I don't know how you mean in the question, but I understand that CSV file is the CSV means comma separated value. So like that table isn't really there. It's just like is it uses commas, I believe, to separate them. Like so it's like a written file, but when you import it or you want to analyze with it, it can come in as a table. It's readable as a table from all these programs like SQL Progress and R. But the Excel file actually has the tables online, I think. And in the CSV files are like just separated with commas. That's
Okay,
interesting.
that's a very good try. So I think I'm learning another part from that angle. I know it's something that is separated with a comma and things like that. But to a layman, who can tell us to a layman, for somebody like us that is not into really IT, is in okay, CSV is a text, Excel is in tabular. Okay. So what common thing do you notice when you import a CSV file and an Excel file, as in like it's so common that it would be very obvious for you to differentiate. Okay.
There's one, I don't know that is with CSV, but at times when you import this CSV, that it takes the heading too as part of the information, doesn't like separate it.
Okay, that's another good try. So to my own basic understanding, in CSV, you can only have one sheet. You can't have two sheets in CSV. Or if you create two sheets, if you save it, if you go there, you won't see it again. You only have that one sheet. And everything you do to it is already gone. But for Excel, you can have multiple. Okay, Chidi said, oh, okay. So I think that's probably the obvious thing I know about CSV. We have some geniuses here, professors. So other things other people have said is fine. So, but we learn every day. Multiple sheets editable after saving, yes. So, but for CSV, no. I think we did that thing when we are doing Dr. Francis' work like that. So there is one data they asked us to analyze in financial. It's all these long financial work. So I've already done my table, done what's it called? Dashboard, everything. I save it. I woke up this following days to see it, man. Everything is gone. I was almost crying. What's wrong? Because you say you see me with CSV now. You are done. I have to go and restart again. So lesson learned since that day. Like anytime you see CSV, just convert it to Excel. Do anything you want to do it on it and you see it. But anything you do on CSV, once you save it, it's gone. So that's the obvious. So you can't have more than who am I? So you can't have more than one sheet on there. So it's same principle of bringing in what's it called a CSV from your local computer. So you go to the same route, but I think for this you don't even need to install or install any packages. I think when they are designing, they designing with the mindset of you should only be bringing in CSV or that thing, but so later on they started incorporating. So that's why you have to be installing those packages. Then one thing I failed to mention is for all our big oga that are using Mac, if you want to use Mac and you want to set the directory, it won't be this way. It will be the other another way for the Mac people. So for the Mac people, it will be this way. Single one for Mac. So I'm not using Mac, so I can't run it. It will give me an error. So you have to change this like this for those our people that are our big people in tech. So Mac is the other way around for you to set your directory to the location you have. So it just occurred to me now. For I will for people in Mac started having developing problem and things like that. So and like what was it called? Dr. Francis always say that if you run into any problem, once he give those errors, like he was giving those errors before. So I was not like, what's happening? I still use this thing as I did yesterday. I wasn't seeing all these errors. So once you encounter all these errors, you just copy this error, copy it, take it to Google, put it on Google, click enter. Somebody will have encountered this error that we use. Or you take it in Stack Overflow. And Dr. Francis always say, if Google cannot help you, Stack Overflow cannot help you. That means your village people are at hand. Do you get? So Stack Overflow is just the where programmers come together to solve each other's problem. So people on Python, people on Java, so many of them there. So somebody will have done something related, even though sometimes you throw the question there and somebody is willing to help you out. So it's just a way of learning. So if Google cannot help you, Stack Overflow cannot help you, my brother, that means your village people are at hand. So probably you have to go and beg them, or you go to the mountain, go to Shiloh. So that's is same way of let's try and bring in another. Let me check which folder do we have here for the CSV. We have hero depth. So let's bring in this hero depth. So let's say sorry, I'm writing it down. So just do your read dot CSV. So this one is more. So let me see. I think this is spelling. Hope I'm correct. Copy this to CSV. So it's already there. So I can just view my hero depth. So it's already here. So that's one way, because we've already set our working directory. So let me get working directory to this. Sorry. Because we've already set our working directory down here to this part where this hero depth CSV file is. So if you query this way, it will just go to where those working directories and pick it up from there. So that's the good part of this. Another way we can do is let's go to this place and this hero depth and right click, copy the parts, then come here, call it hero depth 1. and say read.csv. And we create that part there. So like I said before, it doesn't understand this. If you run this, it will run into an error. So what's the error? It's saying use without X digit in character string, blah, blah, blah story. So if you run to this error, copy this like this, take it to Stack Overflow or take it to Google. Somebody will have done something and you can read and correct your mistake. But we know the mistake that is not backslash, it's /. Then we change everything. Don't mind me, I just like creating sort of like folder in a different place for what I do. So it's quite long. So once we run it now, it will work. So when we query our hero view, our hero 2, it's going to give us. And the other one is for us to use our choose file. Let's say hero that 2. And we'll say read.csv. And we'll say file.choose. And once you click this, minimize this, is already here. You can click this, go back to your folder, is already there. You can query this view hero depth 2, and it's already there. And you can sort of, you bring in all these files, you can sort of like do basic, they call it exploratory data, exploring the data. So something like the head we've talked about, you can talk about what's this in Python? Sorry, what's this in Python? If I say this hero, I came across this and I was shocked. str in Python is what?
It's not string.
Yeah, it's string. But in R is what? You know, string in R is being seen as character. But this str in R is structure. So when I query this, see what it's going to give me. You can see. It's giving me like a analysis of what is in this hero that is carrying. So those are the sort of, I think I was checking through YouTube and I saw it. I was like, wow. This is another thing we need to take note of. So those are the basic questions they ask at the interview. Say, yeah, you are from LPS. You did data analytics. You go to the club 1 year. What's SCR in Python and R? What's the difference? And I say, it's the same thing. I say, thank you very much. So it's actually different. So the string, more or less like what is being seen in R as character, but SCR in R is more or less as a structure. So it's giving you a breakdown of what's the data set in the hero depth is all about. So it's telling you that the first one, which is credit, is a character. The second one, which is debtor, is a character. The amount is numeric, and the risk is character. So also in this, I think we have something like this summary. I'm not sure. It's been a while I use this Python. If you use hero, this one too is going to give you like this one is more or less like a thorough breakdown. So it's telling you for creditor, the length, and the class, character, the mode. So when you get to where you have a number or numeric, it's telling you the minimum amount there, first quarter, median, mean. I think we have something like this too in Excel that will give you a sort of like a breakdown. something like this. So this one is now telling you more like a summary of an in-depth analysis of what the what was it called? The data set you imported is all about. So now let's start by going into the work for the day, like doing what is called data frame. So just like we have in Python, we have what is called data frame also in R. So it's just making you to see to do sort of analysis. So this is more or less like your data frame. So if I say what was it called? This like this is dot data frame, and I put if depth, it will tell me it's true. But if I do something like this, okay, before I proceed, you know, in just like this arrow, sorry, just like this arrow that is here now. If I say arrow depth and I create, you see it from down here. We can sort of be querying if I want to get this something like if I say 3, 3, and I put this like is E. And I said, and I come here and say is dot data. And I say, what is E? So you're going to tell me it's not a data frame. Because now once you query it, that is not in some sort of like a tabular form like this, it will automatically be converted if it's in 2-dimension or 3-dimension, it will automatically be converted into a matrix of vector. Because it's taking like a chunk of it out. So each individual like this, like you're saying Japan here, this is more or less like a vector. United States is a vector, 796 is a vector, and things like that. Is when you convert it into something like this that is being seen as a data frame. Because this is going to help your understanding when you're trying to do sort of like breakdown of some analysis. Another good example is if I say my arrow and to like get for creditor, sorry, I'll put my $sign and it will automatically bring those columns, like which one do you want to query? And I said, okay, give me the first one. It's only give me the first one. Let me now say I put the first one in creditor like this. If I query this creditor line is dot data, and I say creditor, it's not a data frame again. It's has turned to a vector. So once you're creating sort of like a table, you're taking a chunk out, one part of it out, it converts it automatically to a vector. So that's why we tend to expose you to what vector is. That's the developmental stage of it, from vector to a matrix. Then you come to a data frame whereby you'll be doing a lot of analysis you needed to do for to work with. So, and for us now to now be doing what is called a deep analysis of all these numbers here, you have to create sort of like a table. So there is what we call ggplot. Let me create this one. So there is what we call ggplot. If you want to get anything, you can see. This is sort of like a package on its own. You can see it creates elegant data visualizations using the grammar of graphics. And there are a lot of things under it. So this one will be helping us sort of to create a robust data visualization that will help us to analyze these our data sets to be more meaningful and bring about insight from it. And before I proceed in that, let me sort of bring this. Sorry, I want to bring this. I want to bring the white board back. Sure. So for you to do your sort of your visualization in R, there are sort of what is called the layers that governs this principle. So the very first one is your data. You need to specify the data sets you're going to be using. 2 is what is called the aesthetic. So this one talks about your color, your X, your Y axis, the size, the color. And the other one is called the geometry. The geometric. So this geometry tend to now, this is when you now specify, so, oh, I want histogram, I want line charts, I want points. This is where you now specify. So there are so many other ones, but the basic one is this. These are the basic 3 that is very, very important for you to be able to work effectively. So other ones are like this statistics. So at this point, you're trying to like, okay, create a relationship between, okay, the revenue and the profits. You're trying to create probably if I have a revenue, what determine those revenue based on the fact that based on region, maybe people are you have your products spread across the entire country, Asaba and the rest of it. So you want to determine where most of those revenue is coming from. So you're sort of creating sort of like a relationship. That's where those statistical knowledge comes in. So you're talking about your coordinates and you're talking about your teams. But the 3 most important one is this, which we're going to expose ourselves to, is this 3 one right now. So I'll just want to expose us to, sorry, have I stopped sharing? Expose us to this before we continue. So we want to start using our ggplot. So we need to sort of install the ggplot itself. So 2 ways we can install this is to do install the ggplot. ggplot2. I think I'm installing, let me, right, so I think where is it here? Let me see ggplot. GG. I was always getting this error sometimes. So you use this install package, and once you've installed it, I'll just check it here. I don't know why once I want to install it on this command prompt, giving a lot of error. And to call these ggplots, for you to be able to use, you need to use what is called library, and you call your ggplots. It's already installed, so I'm just calling it up, and it has already ticked here. So I'm now going to do sort of, okay, I will start very little so that we have a good understanding of how the process itself works. So okay, I think I've showed us the other time. So R has some, let me start from a very small data sets. R has what is called some embedded data sets. So when you say data, sorry, when you say data, so these are sort of data set. You have your board, you have a passenger, CO2. So let's try this BOD. When you say BOD, when you query it, you see it's talking about time and demand. So let's say summary of BOD. So it's giving us everything we need to know about BOD. So if we want to sort of plot our time, okay, let's view it. View. If we sort of want to plot this time demand against how the demand works with time. So this will be our independent variable, and this will be the dependent variable. So we'll start by saying GG dot save data is equals to BOD, comma, we'll say the aesthetic we talked about before. Your x-axis is equals to your time, and your y-axis is equals to your demand. If you run this, most likely you won't see anything. Even so if you check this part now, this file plot site, you can see that there is already a more or less like a canvas, but nothing is being plotted. You know why? Because we've not fulfilled the three major important things we talk about, which is data, talk about data, we talk about the aesthetic, and we talk about the geometric. We've not put in the geometric here, so it's not going to run. So what we just need to do is how sort of like make life a little bit more easier by breaking this thing into like basic steps. Like the first thing we need to do is, where are we getting this data from? Which is this board. What are the things in those data you need to work with to derive those graph? They call it aesthetics. After that one, what kind of graph do you want? So you can now sort of just put plus geo underscore if you say points. You can see that now it has now plotted it. So Harry is not designing it in such a way that, okay, let's take this thing one after the other. It has plotted it for us. Also, we can add another geo point to it and said, okay, please give us line underscore line. When you run this, it will not draw a line with it. You can see that now we fulfill these three basic things, which is data. Sorry, I'm not using these as static and this geometric. So these are the basic understanding you need to start from. These are like the fundamental. Hence, you can now start bringing in other probably attributes to make this what was it called? This graph work more better. Maybe probably you want to include like, okay, I want color to this you want color to this graph you have here. You want to sort of differentiate between the lines, like, okay, make the lines this way and that way and things like that. So you can now design it that way. So you can also even increase the size. Like probably you want to decolor. So you want the color of the line. Want the color of the line to be red. You can see it has changed to red. You want to increase the size of the points to be 3. Are we all following? Because I just decided to use what was it? Okay, let me sort of bring it downward so that you can see it from to bring this one down. So are we following? Also, we can change all these things to probably, okay, let's see the let's go to if we say geom underscore. So you can see let's see you can see the kind of stuff you can use, it geometric bar. You can see your box plots. You can see so many things you can use it. Histogram, label, line, map, parts, so many of it. So they make life more easier for us by saying that, okay, define the data you want, the aesthetic, and sort of after doing that, now start creating the kind of geometric you want to see, differentiated by other geometric, and everything works. So it's being given in layers like that. So the reason why I tend to use this small data is it gives you a good understanding of how you can work with small numbers before we now go to the big numbers, and it becomes a little bit clumsy, and you're looking at where is this figure, because we can also put some things here in this aesthetic, but the way you will define it, it should be quite different from the way you define it here. So any questions before I proceed? I'm not seeing everyone, and it looks very quiet.
So I've been following through, though I tried running it. I didn't run it at all the different points. I first put them all down and then I ran it. So I think I'm missing. I assume there was a file. Is there a file that you used for this?
Is there what?
A file that you used for this, the code you just wrote?
Have you run this ggplot? Have you installed this? Did you install this ggplot? Install.package ggplot2.
Okay, I should have done that before continuing.
Yes, if you don't, because that's where all these ggplot, you can see ggplot is a package on its own. So if you don't sort of call this package like come alive, it won't work. Just like all those errors I was making that time is because those read.exe was not live. I was not active. When something is not active and you're trying to wake it up, it's dead. It's dead. You have to resurrect it first before you can use it. So sort of install those packages, install.packages, ggplot2, run it. So wait for a while, it will run. So you see it running from this background, and this cursor here will be red. Once you finish running, then you now run this library.
Okay.
So once you run this library, okay.
Sorry, Lumide, sorry to interrupt you. These packages and these libraries, so for example, if you close R, maybe tomorrow I want to work again, do I need to install them again?
Yeah. Yes, you have to
Are
bring
you
it
serious?
up because
I run ggplot.
Oh. Yeah, you have to bring it up again.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of packages there. Do you get that?
Yes,
some that by default they are there. But as you close, it's just like you closing your Python, and those code are there. Once you bring it up from your Jupyter notebook, and you sort of want to query your NumPy, as it will not work. You have to run it all over again to bring it live.
Okay.
Exactly, because the reason why is using your memory. By leaving it there, it will be occupying memory. So what they did is they have a default setting of this is the one that by default will be there. And this one always bring it live when you need it. When you don't need it, once it's like just like your phone, you set it to maybe 5 seconds lock. That's it. So once you are not using it, they've sensed it to automatically go back to the passive or not non-active. Then when you need it, you bring it back. So there are some defaults. So let me just erase this. By this side, you will see there are so many that are not highlighted on this part. Can you see? On
Oh,
this,
yeah, I can see
right,
yes.
exactly. There's so many that are not highlighted.
Okay.
And you can see now this GG. If I
Okay.
close
Okay.
it, bring it back, it will not. So you have to check it,
Okay.
because if you click all these things, they will be using memory. So
Oh,
it's when
yes,
you
I
need it,
understand.
bring it. Yeah. So okay, let me now break this thing down for you to be a little bit simplified. So I will do another thing again. So let's use another one. Where is this data? Let's use this. Okay, let's use this CO2. 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 You can see, okay, let's just view. That you see it very well.
Sorry.
So, okay.
So I tried doing that, and I don't know how to explain. Okay, R tool is required to build R packages, but it's not currently installed. Please download and
Did you?
install the appropriate R tools before proceeding.
Oh, with another thing is probably you are not on the updated version. But at that, it's supposed to still. This is what you run now, and it's not. So can you go
Yes,
to
just
by your don't know, by my own side is by my right-hand side, down part packages, and search for
yes.
GG, and just click it from there. Did you see ggplot2 under packages?
No,
Just look at my
really.
screen.
No, I can follow you, but you know, as you search GG, it should create elegant data visualization. I put GG, nothing showed in mine.
Oh,
I think
that's where the problem is coming from. So probably is the way you install it, or you didn't install the updated one. You know,
like,
HAR is two. There's HAR and there's HAR Studio. HAR is the
yes.
one exactly in the one that run at the background. This one is just like the graphical user interface. That once you're typing a code, it will bring out. So let me try something. If I come here, if I see my CMD and I click, can you see this black something?
Yes.
I can be working like this this is the command prompt for my system. I can be working from here. But the point is, this is the way programming was being done before. It make life more horrible for you. Any slightest mistake, if you want to spell James and you store James folder as capital J and you're typing small j here, it won't bring it up. That is the HAR itself. But HAR Studio will sort of be prompting you. This is what you want. So if I type something here, I say DD something, you'll be bringing out so many options for me. You can see those options. But from HAR itself, it will not give you any option. It's telling you know it in your head. So probably you need to uninstall, reinstall the latest package again. I don't know, to be very frank. Because
you try that button beside that install.
You said?
In the side where there's packages where you search for GG Plus, there is an icon there, update.
I think try and click on it. I don't know. Probably a yes. I think it will search for an updated version. Then you can click on it. But I don't think if you do it now. Yeah. Someone is trying to say something. Is it my network?
No, Chima was trying to say something.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to.
So I think from that update, I think you should be able to. You're right. You should be able to get the updated one to work with. To be very frank. So I think with that, but it's not now because you can't do anything once you're doing the update. but you can
It's
try.
true.
So you can't do any other thing. So another one we can do is, okay, you've already invoked this, and I will do something like, okay, I will say C is this. I will say GG plot. I will say our data is equals to CO2, our static X is equals to time, and Y is equals to demand. No, sorry. Let me query this here. Sorry. Column name. Sorry, don't do this. So it's, I just want to get okay, plants, where is it? So let's do treatment, which is against an update. Okay, so let's do our X to be treatment. Y to be update or take, sorry. You know what I'll do here? I will run this, but nothing will happen. But if you check here, down here, it will tell you that it has run. Now, I will now start plotting it with my geometry. Maybe it will be more easier that way. Underscore point. Underscore point. Can you see? Okay, let's use underscore Instagram. Maybe to give more meaning. Okay, sorry, I need to put being width equals to 14. Was the same. Mark solid X and Y static, and see where the error is. Okay, let's use line. So I just want to show you that you can as well break it down for your own simplicity. You know, here we put it together. So what I just did is to assign this only to a particular value, and then I start adding those values to the geo point, because we said that we have to do three things: data, sorry, aesthetic, and the geometry. So these three must be in alignment. So if we can't do it this way like this, this three way like this, you can as well just break it down. Okay, let me use box plots here. Box plots. Make this one easier for us. Yes, you can see. Are you getting it?
Yeah, with you.
Okay.
As me. Just
So
I'm sure when I
so we cannot say probably follow up. So what to do? Say sure. Let's go. Can you see? So the point is, I sort of break it down into smaller pieces, assigning this our CO2 into C, and trying to like get the graphical understanding of each of the treatment against the uptake using box plots and turning those. When do you use box plots? Let me start from there. So you have a good understanding.
For
What does
regression
this box plot? A professor are talking in a layman's understanding. So that people like us can understand. I'm with you. Who want to try? Am I?
No, not you, Chima.
Dot plots are used for, for, continuous data points.
So so you're trying to assess those ones that are more or less like outliers. How will I put it? I don't know who used that example, which was a perfect example. So you want to know the average what was it called? Wages of people in what's it called? In Dangote. I now include Dangote's money. Imagine Dangote is collecting 50 million naira per month. When you do a mean of it, it will show you that the average salary for these people in Dangote refinery is this, which is more or less like outliers. Because imagine the next person collecting money to Dangote. Dangote is collecting 50 million, and the next person collecting money is collecting 5 million. You can see the gap of about 45 million. So if you now total everybody working in Dangote refinery and you now find the average, there will be a lot of high. You now say, on an average, people in Dangote refinery are collecting 5 million or 2 million. Whereas it's a total outlier. There are some people collecting 55,000 naira. That means you didn't put them into cost. So this one will show, the one within these box blocks will show you that people within the range of that you can use for your analysis is when you're doing this is good. If you want to, I don't know, I think you will have been exposed to that from Dr. Francis in Python. If you have missing figures in sort of like public salary, revenue, and things like that, and instead of you deleting those line items, you can sort of do work of fill, auto fill. But what do you want to use to fill it? You need to be very careful. So if you tend to check the maximum and the minimum, and you have seen that the difference between the maximum and the minimum is so high, it's better for you to go by mode, the frequently occurrence, instead of you going by the mean. But if the gap between the maximum and the minimum is so low, it's better you can now use your mean to do autofill. So instead of you deleting those ones that are that have space, how am I going to put it? That don't have figures at all. and you want to fill it, instead of you deleting it, you can sort of use those methods. So when using butt plugs, it give you a good understanding of people in those brackets that are fulfill certain criteria, and those one above here, above this 40, is telling you this outlier for this non-chilled and chilled. And the people within this box is telling you people are those people within those range that you can use for your analysis. That's just a simple understanding of box plots that I can explain. I don't know, maybe you all get it. So it's telling you the outliers and people within the range and people that are on the lower cadence. So you can sort of use the number in between to do your analysis and come to a conclusion and, okay, the average salary within this is this. Putting into consideration those outliers and those people very beneath the cadre. So box plus. Is it well understood to my own layman understanding? So to sort of explain what I'm trying to do here is these ggplots. You can well break it down instead of you doing it this way. Over time, when you started using it, you can sort of be doing it this way. And there are so many things you can probably incorporate into it over time, size, and all those things. You still be exposed to it in the subsequent lectures. You can as well break it down into, first of all, this and this and this to be more simplified. So another one I want to sort of expose us to is instead of you creating all these things like this, there are other ways you can also do it. So let's go to our data sets. So there is what we call this high ratio. So let's go back to and query this high ratio is a data set. And let's view it. You can see. Who can tell me how we can change this heading? Did I even tell you? I did not. This heading of this now, because some headings can be so crazy that is giving a lot of headache. This is let's come back here. If you say your column name of this hash, you know, there is all this conventional way of naming column and things like that. And some can be having ... that is very difficult for you to work with. So to change it, you can sort of just do something like this and should I do this? Let me use another one to work with. Let me change this. This is giving me a lot of, okay, let me turn it to width. Okay, length. Let's turn it to length. Width. Excellent with, let's say, excellent with the let's leave this one as our special. So if I query this now, it will change to it has changed already. The reason why I said that is I don't know. Did I bring any data sets that looks so horrible that sometimes when you bring it out, the heading is so bad. And it's having something like dots and it's being named like this, maybe budget dot something, and it gives a lot of headache. So this is another way to rename the column for you to work with. So the other thing I was trying to talk about is if, okay, we need to install what is called install, I think that is studying before. Still loading. So this is what I was talking about, that when it's loading, it brings up this red. So you just have to wait for it to be done. Do this. I think I've already installed it. So instead of you writing all this like this data, all this on, you can override it by using if I say iris Ctrl-Shift-M. This one is saying Irish and then you can now start doing any other thing you want to do. So I can say enter probably my ggplot. So at this point, you don't even need to saying data is equal to. It knows that you want to work with Iris, which add the column inside Iris. So the next thing you need to just go to is the aesthetic. So you just go to your aesthetic comma. Sorry, let me query this column name because I've changed it. So I want to look at the species against the so the good thing about this one is the one we are doing before, it doesn't prompt us, but this one, it prompts us because we are using sort of like the package, the way Harold us to be using this ggplot itself. This and then, so to get this, you do your Ctrl-Shift-M. So it will give you Ctrl-Shift-M and then You've already queried your data sets, and then what? So you continue working with it. So this will stand as our x-axis, and the other one I will create will be the y-axis, p underscore the length. If this is not just going to give this. So it has already plotted this stuff for you, but because we've not indicate which kind of geometry, we've not fulfilled the third criteria, which is the geometry inside it. So it's just going to give us something like a canvas for us to work with. And that's why it's giving that picture of a canvas there. So we had our geometry underscore. So we can also add other things plus geometry underscore boss. Now we can now start putting so many aesthetic inside these points and saying that, okay, our aesthetic for this one, for color, let my color be equals to this species. You can see that's differentiated it by the side. Then we can say, okay, increase the size for us. To make it 2. So among these 3, which one do you prefer? Is it this first one here? Or this one we break down? Or this other one? Which one is more interesting? Because at the beginning, it may look a little bit confusing, but just do a lot of practice. And R is not that, when you're looking at it, it's not that friendly, but the first time, the second time, just keep practicing and you love it. Over time, I now decide to now prefer it to Python in some aspects. When it comes to some graphical details, I'll prefer to use R. I just have preference based on the work I'm trying to work with. Because sometimes R give me some multi-dimensional, Python does. But the good thing about this one is you can even come here, bring it out as you see landscape or something, can increase the front. Let me change the directory to desktop and call it, let me call it D club. Save it. Come back here. Where is my D club? Let's just bring it out from here. Copy it and use what I want to do. Paste it on my PowerPoint. There's even something you can do. I think you can even bring it as an image. So it's easy for you to just put it on your PowerPoint. So it gives some sort of flexibility here. So which one do you prefer? Is it this one? Don't let me bug you too much because I think the house is a little bit silent. Which one do you prefer? Or any question? Let me start from there. Any question? Any question?
No questions from my end.
Okay, okay? I was about to say, am I the only one here? Or do we all understand the three processes? I didn't want to I just decided to stop here because it's better to stop here. So that you can do more of a practice. And you can see how you can break down all these visualization and do sort of little research on your own to just extend it a little bit. But the basic thing is just for you to have a good understanding of what you're supposed is required of you when you're doing what's called visualization, which the first one is your data, the aesthetic, and the geometry. So there are so many other ones, statistics, the team, the facet. All those ones are just majorly additional that you may not do without. So just like they will always tell us that you just need 20% to be able to resolve 80% of the problem. So if you need to get a good grasp of the basic understanding of how the visualization work in HARP, then you can build on it. So if you work with this and you just do a little bit more of probably putting the label and things like that, you're good. And if you want to become the Professor Emeritus, do more digging deep to make the visualization more interactive. Fine, fantastic. But the basic one for you to be able to explain, bring about insights and these basic three things: data, aesthetic, and geometry. So any questions, any feedback, or any comments? So let me check people in the group. Oh, you've been reduced to 4. Jesus Christ. People always run away from me. Okay, it's even 3, it's not even 4. I'm the 4th person. When it comes to HARP, people always run. It's the same thing when we're doing it too, to be very frank. We are here. Really, people have done it MBA. So it's the same thing too. Okay, I think we have about during our own time, we have about maybe like we fluctuate between 7, 6, 5 dedicated. So when we started with Excel. We thought everybody was there. And when we moved to I think we moved from Excel, we moved to SQL. People flop in. Yes, SQL. So people flop in, and so a little bit interesting and blah blah blah. It's like select something, something, something. So when it now comes to that query, create table and people run. So that SQL, we're going to about 30 something. So when we enter Python, we always fluctuate between 18, 15. Immediately we finish Power BI, we enter HAR. We are no more than, highest was 7, 8. Sometimes it's 4. But Dr. Francis just continues. So exactly, because it's not that friendly, and people just like, why should I study HAR and things like that? But yeah, so like because people, so it's just people like us that we want to dedicate our career paths to data analytics, so we want to have a good understanding of everything. So now I see that. So initially it would be annoying. Like, where is percentage greater than percentage coming from? This is nonsense. But over time, once you started doing it, just keep doing it. It now becomes more interesting. Just for you to continue to open it, do it. You encounter serious problem. How will give you a lot of headache. Python is even good. You can see initially when I was trying to, it's just because I did not activate the R, it was giving a lot of error. It now looks stupid. But the point is, you just need to just figure out, like, calm down and like, okay, this is the way it works and things like that. Like Dr. Francis always say, just pray for error. So that when you now see the real error, when you get to the world of working, I say, we have encountered this is the way to resolve it. So that's just it. So I think I'll stop here and you guys can build on it. And what again? I think for this year, that's true. Okay, this is the end of the.
Yeah, this is the last session for this year.
For this year, please enjoy yourself. Go and enjoy your Christmas. Me too. I'm in Christmas mood, to be very frank.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So have a lovely day. Bye.
All right, bye.
Let me
Thank
go
you
and
so
subscribe
much.
to our channel. Please subscribe to the channel and make money for.
Please subscribe to our channel.
Please subscribe to our, put it on the platform, subscribe to our channel.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.